How's it going, guys? Been a while. I know I haven't done a video since like the start of this year. I haven't really had a lot of chance to do it. I've got quite a few special editions which I'd like to show you guys, which hopefully I'll get around to doing at some point. I just haven't got a chance to do it at the minute. But I wanted to get this one out because it's DIR Gray's new album, The Insulated World. My special edition just came this week, so I'm getting it out to you guys now, just so you can get a gander at what it looks like, and give you basically my opinion on the album as a whole. So it's been 4 years since DIR Gray released their 9th album, RK, which I consider to be their magnum opus. I think it's the album which celebrates their 16-year career, and it sort of takes in elements from every sound from every album that they've ever made, takes all the best aspects, the strongest aspects from every album, and just makes this unbelievably eclectic sound, which basically just encompasses everything that the band is about. So I have to be honest, I was a little bit worried about where this album was actually going to go in terms of sound, and if we're basing the album off its 3 singles, I was pretty underwhelmed and a little bit worried about where this album was actually going to go, because Utafumi was an alright song, but just sounded like a B-side from RK or Doom Spiro Spero, and the second single, which I'm not going to bother pronouncing, was along the same lines. It just basically took ideas that they'd already done previously without making them particularly exciting to listen to. Ranculous, or however you want to pronounce it. I've done enough of these videos to know that if you've watched any of them, you'll know that I always apologise for butchering the song names, but we'll call it Ranculous. Just sounded like a really generic J-rock song to me, and it was just worrying to see where this album was going to go stylistically. So after playing this album quite frequently over the week, it has grown on me somewhat from when I first heard it, but I still think it pales next to the last 3 albums. The biggest criticism I have is with the production, which is nothing short of horrible. I just find there's no dynamic with any of the songs. It just sounds full force out there, and it's hard to really take in a lot of what they try to convey. I think the drums are an abomination, lifeless and just buried. Guitar work's really repetitive and uninspired. It's just not the DIR Gray that I was accustomed to listen to. I got into them through Ouroboros, and like I say, the last 3 albums, guitar-wise, they're just brilliant. Solos on here are infrequent, and when they are here, they're not anything to really brag home about. With this special edition, you get a couple of remakes. They remade Wake, which I think is one of the best songs on Macabre. It's one of the best songs on there. So they've remade that, and I think what they've done with it's okay, but the solo on it is terrible, to be honest with you. It gets halfway through the notes that you're accustomed to hearing, and then it just elongates a note and you think, what's it doing? It's just like that, and that's the album as a whole. Guitar work's just not really that good. I mean, as I said, with the drum work, I mean, the sound's horrible, but I think the strongest aspect from this entire album is the rhythm section. I mean, there's parts on songs like Devote My Life. I think that breakdown bit with where it strips down to just the bass and the drums, it's a really cool groove, which, you know, sort of breaks up the monotony of the track. There's little pepperings of stuff like that throughout songs. But yeah, as a whole, it's just, I don't know, it's just lacking. And the same said for Kyo. He sounds. I can't be too hard on the guy, really. I mean, he's had a lot of problems the last few years with vocal cords and whatnot. I mean, his vocals were alright on here, but again, uninspired is the best way to describe this album. I don't want to sound like I'm shitting on it, but it's not a bad album, but it's not what we're used to hearing. Which begs the question why they even came back with this in the first place. It still utilises sounds that they've made throughout the career, but it doesn't implement them as well as it does on Arcade. It's just a lot more ham-fisted. Songwriting's dull and repetitive. I mean, when you get tracks like Values of Madness and you've got that new metal riff and Kyo's god-awful approach to his singing, it's probably one of the worst songs I've heard from the band in their entire career, and I just can't understand what they were trying to give us, or what they were trying to convey to themselves. It's just a lot of things like that just ruin the album. Like I say, it's not a bad album. Far from the worst album they've ever made. I still think Macabre's their worst record. But yeah, it's a very underwhelming album. And I think it requires a few listens, like all the rest of their albums, requires a few listens to kind of appreciate the songs. But I can't see it ever getting to the point where I can appreciate its same levels that we've had from the last three albums. Downfall, with that really quick tremolo picking guitar riff, sounds great, but when you're hearing that throughout the entire song, you just scratch your head and think, we've heard what these guys can do, and it's just bewildering to me to see, how simple and I'd say lazy some of these tracks can be at times, and I don't think there's a single song on the entire album that really pushes the band into a new direction. There's no evolution here. It's just continuing to celebrate a sound that they've already done. And like I say, we've already heard that done in a stellar way with Arcade, so I can't see the appeal here. Okay, and this is the Insulated World Deluxe box set, which maintains the same design as the last few singles and the Arcade slipcase book. So this is the same. It seems that as they release more and more of these, they're sort of removing the kinks that have been problematic with previous releases. So with this one, like Usafumi, this paper sleeve is built into the book, so you don't have the same problem like you do with Arcade, where you have to pull the slip off and then get everything out. So it's built in there, so it's a lot easier to get everything out. The actual artwork, I think, is the worst I've seen them create. I think it's really awkward looking, sort of failing to capture that sort of mystique that they've managed to create with previous releases. I'm not massive on it, but when you do look at the rest of the artwork for this, I have actually appreciated it more. So there's the front and the back. Okay, so as I say, the paper sleeves been built in there, so that's pretty cool. So it's literally just a case of slipping them out. This is the CD case. Again, I'm not massive on the front cover, but I really love the art design and the pictures of everything else. So there we are, 3-disc. This is the DVD, not the Blu-ray. Here's the back. Here I have the lyric book. I think this is, no, this might be the picture book. Yeah. So here's the picture book. Various stills from each member. So that's. This is the lyric book, and to my surprise, there is actually English translations with this, which was a pleasant surprise. So the left hand side is the Japanese lyrics, and on the right we have English, which I think is really nice. It makes them aware that there is a market outside of Japan. Obviously with the DVD, when it comes to the making of section of the DVD, there's still no subtitles with that, but at least we're getting somewhere with well, stuff like lyrics. You know, it's proving that they are trying. No knickknacks with this one either. Like normally get stickers or something like you did with the arcade one, we've got stickers. This is literally it. So you get the CDs, lyric book, the picture book, and then obviously there's like the membership slips. So yeah, that's it really. Like I say, I wasn't massive on the front cover when I first saw it, but after getting this and seeing what the rest of the artwork has to offer, I do kind of like it as a whole. But yeah, that's it really for the package inside. So overall, yeah, songs are okay. Nothing has blown my mind on it, and I can't see it ever getting to that point with, you know, repeat listens where it will blow my mind. It's just a solid metal record, which is kind of shit on their, well, I'd say a legacy that they've built. With Arcade, they should have just ended it there in my opinion. Obviously they haven't, and we're at this point now where they just seem to be having fun. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's just a shame to see. It'd have been nice to have seen them just end it there, and just, you know, with the rest of us to look in awe at what they'd made. From a packaging side, this is a really good box set. It's well presented, easy to get into, which is definitely a criticism from previous ones. Like I say, the arcade one, where you have to pull the little paper tab off without ripping it, is not an easy challenge. It seems that they've, you know, corrected that. The artwork, like I say, initially I didn't like the front cover, but when you look at the rest of the artwork that accompanies it, yeah, it brings off a really cool vibe. So yeah, from a packaging perspective, I think it's great. Shame that there's no knickknacks, like I say, stickers and stuff like that. They've seemed to have done away with that kind of stuff, which is a shame. But yeah, it's a solid package, which if you're a fan of the band and even the album, it's well worth buying. You know, from a song side of things, like I say, you're a fan of the band, you'll appreciate it for what it is, but it's nothing special, unfortunately. So yeah, I'd probably give it 3.5 out of 5, and from the packaging side of things, I'd give it full stars. It's well worth buying. The live set that they've on the DVD is really good. They draw in from loads of songs. They played loads of Marrow of a Bone, which I thought was cool. And yeah, so that was nice to watch. Behind the scenes, same as what you get with all the other ones. And like I say, the B-sides, not the B-sides, sorry, the remakes, I thought they were decent as well, even though production again is a little bit underwhelming. That's basically the biggest thing to take from this. Just approach it knowing that the production can be crap, because it is. It's not good, and I think with a lot of songs they had potential, but with the way it's been mixed and what have you, it does it no favours. So yeah, it's a shame really. Like I said, I've got plenty of other box sets to show you, which hopefully I'll get round to doing at some point, because they're pretty cool. But I just thought I'd get this out for you guys. And yeah, thanks for watching.